All right. Hey, let's look at our 8 G's, okay? Our 8 G's. I was on my 5G last night. I wish we had 8 G's right now because we'd all be, first of all, going to Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then shopping.
And then going to Target and then shopping on Amazon.
Did you bring your Starbucks?
Thank you. Raised right.
Did you bring your Starbucks?
Now, plot. Don't start writing on plot. This is our practice run for our book report. First of all, when you go to write plot, I need for you to know, you need to try to keep it 1 or 2 sentences, and 1 sentence would be fantastic and such an expertness in what you can do. I don't want you to think, I've got to write a book report for plot. You're not writing a book report for plot. If you go beyond 2 sentences, stop. You're writing a book report. You're not writing the plot. You don't want to give everything away. Harry Potter went to a school for magicians. Had to fight evil. Boom. Plot of every Harry Potter novel. Ma'am.
I already did my plot. I already finished my shirt and everything.
Okay. What about the plot for this story, Matt? Okay. What about the plot for this story, Chase? It needs to be. Do you need to go to the bathroom? Then it's going to be about nothing else right now. I need a plot for Running for Hearts. Ella?
Two guys who run for the nana.
It's about 2 girls, you said,
Run for the nana.
who run for the Nana.
Dang it.
Can I say 2 sisters instead of just 2 girls? Because I think that's a special relationship. 2 sisters run. Okay, run for Nana sounds like we might be chasing Nana, like maybe Nana did something bad. How about run a 10K in support of Nana's health?
Yeah.
And I do want to put 10K because not everybody can do that, y'all. That is fantastic. 2 sisters run a 10K in support of, and I do want to be specific here, Nana's health.
Wait, so we don't write this yet?
I like this one, Dave. Don't you, Brayden? Hold up, Dave. Huh? Hold on, that's what we were just answering. Kate? Yes. Okay. We're not giving everything away. Harry Potter went to a school, a Wizarding World kind of school, learned how to be a proper warlock, and fought evil. The plot line for every Harry Potter novel. 2 sisters run a 10K in support of Nana's health. Have we said what we needed to say? Yeah. Isn't that it? 1 sentence plot?
Yep.
Like it?
Yep.
Good, get it down. That's professional level there, y'all. You did it in 1 sentence. Good job, Ella. All right, next cue. Although I keep wanting to say G.
No, G.
I did. I had to get so far away from the non-working Wi-Fi last night after the tree fell to allow Cammie into our Chevy. I was sitting in my car until it said 5G. And I was like, okay, I got Cammie real quick, and then it went. I was like, oh. Wait. Turned it off. Finally got her in class. What's our setting?
I think it would be San Francisco.
San Francisco. And what state is San Francisco in, my people? Cali. Yep, we're going back to Cali in this one. It's in California. Great song. Got a little Ice Cube going on there. Going back to Cali. Mm. My father was from Fresno, which is farther north.
You drink so much Starbucks and you give her so much that they're probably going to give you.
Mother of 4, teacher of thousands. That is my superpower.
Coffee is your blood
They're probably
now.
going to give you a punch card.
All right, the bad thing is that this is all being videoed, and now my doctor has evidence of me saying, yeah, I only have 2 a day. I never tell her what size.
Coffee in the blood.
Definitely not Venti's.
I have 2 cups of coffee a day.
Totally
It's
don't
definitely
inject
not.
In many cultures, that's a cup. Yes, and 4 espresso shots, but
Even the white
I
girl
did my
too.
book reports plot in 1 sentence.
perfect. Hey, I think we're great on this because a full setting you don't always get. A full setting is where, you got it, it's when, didn't really get a year or not, and under what conditions, and you really don't always get that one. So just having the setting of San Francisco, California, this could have happened anytime. Spot on, we're perfect, let's move on.
I wonder where the dad is.
Characters.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Sure.
Yes. Main characters, who are our protagonists? The 2, yes.
Keep Lynn and Mom.
Oh, no. Well, who are our 2 protagonists, though?
Keep Lynn.
Okay, thank you. All right, so those are our 2 protagonists. Those are our main characters, right? Last name is Foong. And then you said Mom. Really primarily on the second page, although Nana's in our hearts and minds throughout the whole story. Mom and Nana.
I
But
wonder where the dad is in this story.
I don't know. Maybe he's like all the Disney Pixar dads that just aren't there.
Maybe they
dead.
wanted to know that-
Except for The Incredibles.
Maybe they wanted to
There's always one parent missing in a Disney Pixar movie. Think about it. Blow your mind next time.
Little Mermaid.
Blow your mind. Where's Mama?
It's not
Yes.
the dad.
I know
Wait,
one
the
that
dads are always just
I know one
milk.
that explains why one of the is in there.
No, what was it called?
So it would be
Did Snow White have a dad?
Yes.
Snow White's dad.
are in for Inside Out.
Okay, you're right. They're
Snow
getting a little
White.
bit
When did
better.
Snow White have a dad?
I'm going
Inside Out.
Disney Pixar, honey. Disney Pixar.
Alright.
You rewatch Toy Story. That's what I'm saying.
Toy Story doesn't have a dad.
Point of view,
I don't like
which, by the way, is from now on because we know what's up. Point of view is going to be POV. Are you okay with that? So, let's check point of view. So when I go to check point of view, when I go to figure out if it's first person, second person, or third person, you don't need to write this down, but I'm going to keep these pronouns in mind.
I found them already.
Me. Okay, but listen to me because I just said what you needed to do. You, he, him, she,
Y'all.
her, y'all, and then a they and a them. Now, I'm going to go to the story and I'm not going to read anything that's dialogue. I'm not going to read any spoken word. I'm not going to read anything inside of quotation marks. I'm only going to read this fancy pants term, prose. Prose are your P-R-O-S-E. Those are your paragraphs. So let's take a listen. Lynn and Keith Foong weren't just sisters, they were friends, good ones. But, thank you, they were also fierce. First of all, it's talking about Lynn and Keith, so we know that it's not first person. One of them is not telling us the story, and you did hear the theys. This point of view is third person point of view.
It was third on the
This one's second, and this one's first. In school life, whenever you are in doubt, put third. If you for real are in doubt, Matt, most stories are written in third. Put third, okay?
I like most for character versus himself.
It can always be character versus themselves. You can always argue that. Yes, ma'am.
So I always get point of view and conflict messed up, but I realize conflicts is the one where it's man versus whatever, or
Right.
character versus, and then I realize that point of view is first, second, and third.
Yeah, I bet one more practice at this, or even today, you'll be like, I can't believe I got that confused. You'll have it down. It'll be no problem. Sir?
May I get a picture?
Yes, sir?
How about the climax? This tack doesn't like the little
Okay.
dog.
Can we go to the next one? The climax. Well, I think that y'all is perfectly wonderful,
me
and it's
too.
right up there with biscuits and gravy and kittens and grandmamas.
Yeah.
So, well, Southern culture right here. Thank you very much.
I think it's
Hey y'all, hush. The climax. Now, for me, when I was your age and even a little older, sorry, Griffin, I always had a problem really understanding what the teacher meant about the climax of the story. I never look forward to this question. So here's the deal. The climax, most of the time, I always wanted it to happen in the middle of the story. You know, the teacher drew the little mountain, told me climax was up here. So for me, I don't know, my head was like middle of the story. Go towards the end of the story. What is the major thing that happens that stops the fighting and the arguing between our sisters, girl? Come on, sister, you know. What is it?
When the kid got hurt.
Kate got hurt. Now, in particularly, Kate has Charlie.
Charlie led.
Charlie horse.
Charlie horse. A Charlie horse.
You know what? I've never written that down. That's an EY Charlie horse, right?
It's a CHARLEY.
It is an EY. So Kate has a Charlie horse. Kate gets hurt. And her
We
sister.
really need to search if it's Kate or Kate.
I know. But her sister stops in her tracks. Competition is over. I no longer care if I win or not. My sister, I'm not quite sure what's wrong with her. I'm going to go stop and check on her right now. End of story. So my problem when I was growing up, I thought that being a mountain on that thing that all teachers like to put up on the board, I thought that it was an even-sided mountain. And the climax had to be in the middle. Yeah? Not so much. Really towards the end. Yeah? It's the last bit of action before everything really starts going right. Everything starts going right. As a matter of fact, sometimes you may only have one paragraph after the climax. Mac?
I was going to say answer for conflict.
Okay, hold up. Let's see what questions we might have on climax. Yes, Ellen? Yes. Sir?
I was going to say when I go to the bathroom.
When she gets back. Okay, we have 3 conflicts, and we can state them 2 ways. Old school, man versus nature, and man versus himself. But you may state them as character versus character versus nature, and character versus himself or herself. And many times a story might have more than one conflict. So, Mac, you wanted to get me there. What you got? Give me one.
Character versus character.
Character versus character, for real. For all of us who have more than one kid at home, we get it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do we ever get it?
I had mine.
Y'all got home, tree fell in the yard, trying to get Cammie and Shobi, trying to figure out how to cook dinner with no electricity, realized, gas stove, I can't get out of dinner. It's got the DoorDash, girl, but couldn't pull up DoorDash because I had no Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Then my kids start competing against each other about who can run the fastest around the house. My head went down and I about gave up. That would have been the climax of my day, because after that, everything got better. I stopped, I figured it out. Boom. Turn the gas on, start heating up some water, go to the car, get the 5G, get Cammie on Shobi. You know, I was like, that was the climax
What
of
about
my
your
day.
kids?
Me at the kitchen table, head down. That was the climax of my day until I went, wait a minute. Put kids in closet. Boil water. I have a gas stove. Go to car, get away from bad Wi-Fi, get on G's, get me some Cammie on Shobi. Eventually let kids out of closet.
No kidding, baby.
It's a really nice walk-in closet. It's nice.
Put them in the boiling
It's nice. She likes to try on the shoes. I didn't put my kids in the
Then
closet,
put
but I
kids in
did
basement.
consider it.
No, you put it in the boil of water.
Actually, the basement is really super cool. It's a man cave. They're not allowed to go down there because there's too much musical equipment.
How
Then
I'm
put
allowed
them
in
in
my
the
basement and I'm ready to go.
Yes, ma'am.
At my house, most times I have a child doing all the craziness. That's my cat.
Dads, I consider them part of the children process. I get you. Sometimes I say I have 4 kids. Sometimes I say I have 5.
Sometimes you feel like that your husband makes
And let me
you
tell you
walk
that my 50-year-old son can make a mess.
Your husband?
So what if your husband stops
his-
working
what's
because
his
you come a
total
child?
Love you, boys, but you never grow up. Oh, we're not finished with conflict. Give me another one, girl. You know there's one more.
Character versus himself.
Or can we change it to herself right now? Hey.
Sometimes my mom thinks she has 6 kids because of my dad.
Amen, sister.
So what if your husband stops working?
Uh-huh.
He's even more than
And?
a kid.
Okay.
Excuse me, boys. Griffin. Make sure you get down character versus herself. Also, it can be stated man versus himself as far as the old school way of stating a conflict.
Or new
Today,
school.
yes, today we're doing new school. And it is those girls getting wrapped up in their heads. Should this be a competition? What should I do? How do I keep this for Nana? How do I stop arguing with my sister? Okay? Very safe to put that one. If there had been in San Francisco an earthquake during the 10K, then we would say man versus nature.
Whoa.
That would have made it a different genre, that's for sure, because that's our next 8Q. Genre, you can take a look at the very first page again. Fictional narrative. A narrative, we're going to tell you a story, and this story is not true. A fictional narrative. Yes, ma'am.
Isn't that another way of saying realistic fiction? Or is it related to
It is
realistic fiction?
definitely related to realistic fiction. What Pila is trying to do for you now is give you really interesting synonyms for different genres. And I'm really also very into the vocab that our stories have been giving you. We have gotten great vocabs. Dilemma is such a great one. A problem is such a boring word for something that can really stop your day. And a dilemma is so much more interesting. So I do enjoy what they're doing with the genres, giving us realistic fiction when we were talking about Logan, I think, and then giving us narrative fiction here when we're talking about this genre. It is in the same family, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Fictional narrative.
Also, so is it like, how you were talking about, like, instead of saying walked up the stairs, you could say trudged to make it so they have more feeling of
Yes.
sort of bored, sort of a bit
Uh,
anguish.
One of the best lessons, and Miss Liz used to be my teacher when I was a student here. But to this day, one of my favorite lessons that Miss Liz has ever taught, and she teaches great ones. When she teaches you, she comes in the room and she writes the word walk on the board. My girl can go a full hour. It is like also watching fabulous comedy because she will give you an example of all the different synonyms of walk. Yeah?
Death.
Just, no, a synonym of walk would be another way of saying walk. Walk, problem, quite boring words. You could really get that great visual, that imagery in someone's head by saying, like Lorelei did, they didn't walk up the stairs, they trudged. I get it. You trudged up the stairs. You ain't got no energy to get up the stairs, you know? Come on, you trudged. Yeah? You ran up the stairs. A little different.
Because there was a murderer at the bottom.
Okay. You're not going to be trudging if there's a murderer at the bottom of the stairs. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Jacob.
You squatted up.
Yes. Yeah, galloped up the stairs. Okay, the other one is theme. So I like to have more of a discussion before we get to theme. Here's the deal. Let me remind you that we have these two highly competitive sisters. They say they were born that way, nothing we can do about it. And for the most part, during our whole story, they're competing, they're arguing, they're missing their family because of the competition. They still have good hearts. Yeah, to kind of harken back to our title, Running for Hearts. Because they are doing this together for Nana. Their competition, their competitive spirit just got in the way. And for a few pages, these girls argue so much that even I get these girls confused. You know, the argument's fast-paced. I'm not quite sure. I got to reread that. Was Lynn saying it? Was Keith saying it? Oh my goodness, these girls are just barking at each other. But at the end, one falls and the other stops, forgets about the competition, and helps her sister. So, is our theme going to be about competition, or is our theme here going to be more about helping people you love? Who are we helping, Nana? Who does the sister help? The sister who fell and got hurt. Competition in life isn't everything. Yeah? What's more important, take your hat off, than competition, ma'am?
Me? I would say family.
Family. Because also look at the girls. That second page where the mother said, you girls are like ghosts. I only know you've been here because food is missing. It's like living with teenage boys.
Yes,
I know. Well, I haven't seen him today, but there's food missing in the refrigerator, so I'm sure he's been here.
Well, I haven't seen Chip today, but I know there's chips missing, so I know he's here.
He's here.
Parents who always hide.
Somewhere. That is my FBI investigation of where a high school boy.
Boy living with parents who always hide.
Yes.
For another way of saying
Yes.
where the answer was better than competition,
Hush, please.
you could say love.
Yes. Love and family. Relationships. We just went to friendship here. Sisterhood, family. Can we start kind of brainstorming a little bit? This doesn't have to be it, so let me go here before we put something official here. Because you came up, Annabeth, with a very good point. You didn't want to just make this family. But then you said friendships, so I went relationships. So, how about, so far we've said family, friends.
We have to write this down.
No, we're brainstorming. Relationships are more important than competition.
I forgot how to write R.
Can we make this better? Because I have a very long subject here.
Yeah, that's very long.
That's a very long subject. Excuse me, fellas. We need to make this better. I have quite a long compound subject up here. Yeah? So can we improve on this? But I think we're agreeing that this is the point of the story, right? Yes, ma'am.
To shorten family, friends, and relationships, you could say loved ones.
Loved ones. Would we be okay with that? Loved ones?
Yeah.
That includes family, that includes your friends, and any other relationships that you might have. Loved ones are more important than competition. Do you want to say competition or do you want to say winning?
Competition. Competition.
I'll let you choose.
So we can we say just, do we say competition, do we say winning? Whatever one we choose.
Whichever one you choose. I'd like for you to be open about that. Because, in life, a little bit of competition is good. Yeah, but these girls take it, they say they're fierce competitors. They take it too far. I know that with some of my friends that I work with, Griffin, chill out, and growing up, being at school here, I always had a girl that we were friends since we were 4, but it seemed like she'd make the higher grade, then I would make the higher grade, then she would make the higher grade, and I would make the higher grade. Now, we weren't like Lynn and Keith, where we were like, look at what I'm making, yeah, that's right. It wasn't like that. It was just like, you made 100? Okay, I made a 98. I'm gonna get you next time. It was a good, healthy competition. Yeah? A really good and healthy competition. And it's not a competition between my friend, Miss Clark here, and I, but we're constantly trying to organize things, make things better. So when she comes up with an idea, it's like brainstorming with the person, you know? It's like, oh, that's a good idea, but wait, could we do this? So that's kind of competition, but you never really care about winning. It's just about let's work together for that end goal. And that's why I say I'm going to let you choose whether you would like for this noun to be competition, or this actually is a noun here, even though it ends with an ing, it's called a participle. You may choose winning, okay? Because I do believe in a little bit of healthy competition. I got to tell you, I think it can be a great thing. Yes.
May I go to the bathroom?
Yes, Mac.
And I said, his best friend used to say you can get better grades. And I said, wouldn't that not be good? And he said no, because then you would try to get a better grade than other person, so you'd end up like being a better grade.
Yeah, you know, if you can just not be as fierce, I think, as Lynn and Keith about it. It can work. You do have to be careful, though. You do. Yes, ma'am.
My mom went here, and she had Miss Liz as a teacher before she was principal.
Yep. Yep, many of us have experienced the Liz.
How long has Miss Lynn?
She's been teaching since she got out of college when she was in her early 20s, so over 40 years ago. She's never taught anywhere else. Turn your paper over and let's look at a Venn diagram. Yes, sir?
What did this school used to look like?
It at first was only a square, and the inner rooms right there. Look at the Venn diagram, please. We want to compare and contrast Lynn and Keith, because this will not be the first year that these two, particularly on the 3rd page, argue so much, and the argument goes so quickly that it's hard to keep these two separate. And I want to make sure that we have it down on paper of who's saying what, who's doing what, and then also in the middle how they're the same. So when you look at, y'all done these before, this is so old school, it's been around forever.
Both can be both competitive.
It's a perfect way of organizing your thoughts. So you're going to write 2 facts for Lynn, just in her part of the circle. You're going to write 2 facts for Keith, just in her part of the circle. And then right in the middle where the circles overlap, we just need to know 2 ways that these 2 girls are the same. This is on the back of your 8 cues. Can we get started on that? Y'all work for a little bit and we'll go over it in just a moment.